Congratulations on your marriage. I just heard from my dad. You submitted the marriage certificate today, right? Thanks, Sophia. We just went to the city office together. From today onward, we'll officially be a family. I baked a cake to celebrate, so let's eat it together tonight, the three of us. What? Who's going to eat with you? Take the cake to my room. I won't eat at the same table as a housekeeper. What? Now I finally have a housekeeper. It took longer than I thought it would. Oh, Sophia, by the housekeeper, do you mean me? Who else could it be but you? You married my dad, and now you're my personal housekeeper. I'm not your housekeeper, I'm your new mother. We're going to start living together as a family, and now you call me a housekeeper. Why do you say such horrible things? What's so terrible about it? I've never accepted you as my mother. I only see you as my housekeeper. What? I'm going to take the college entrance exam next year. I want to concentrate on my studies. But if it's just me and Dad, I have to do things around the house too. And I can't afford to go to a famous cram school with just my dad. So I was looking for a housekeeper who has money and can take care of the house. Don't tell me that's going to be me. I thought you supported me in marrying Liam. So that's what you wanted from the beginning? That's what it means. Thank you for marrying my dad. And from now on, you'll be my personal housekeeper. No way. Well, you don't have to be so uptight. In any family, a mother is like a housekeeper who does everything for the family. All you have to do is shut up and take care of us. Don't act like a mother and lecture us. Mia, I didn't have enough money for cram school, so I'm going to borrow some money. I'll get $500 from your wallet in the living room. Wait a minute. I already gave you the money last week. What? I don't remember that. I'll take it as this month's allowance. I already gave you that last week. Give me the money back now. Stop taking it right out of my wallet like that. Shut up. I don't have the allowance you gave me anymore. If you don't want me to take this money, increase your allowance. I gave you $200 a month for allowance as well. That's not enough? You spend too much money. What? You're a housekeeper, and you're lecturing me? Did you forget I told you not to act like a mother? A housekeeper. I told you to mind your own business. I'm going to study at a family restaurant with my friends after cram school. I'll probably be home after 10 p.m. Don't even take a bath until I get back as usual. Hey, Sophia. Why do I have to be the last? I want to take a bath as soon as I get home from work. You can't be the first one to take a bath when you're a housekeeper. You're not allowed to take a bath until Daddy and I are done. That's enough. When are you going to start treating me like a family? I had faith that one day you'd open up to me. Instead of stopping treating me like a housekeeper, you're making it worse. I've reached my limit. That's so funny that you believe in me and then you say you've reached your limit. I'm never going to stop treating you like a housekeeper. No way. So give it up and be my housekeeper. A housekeeper shouldn't complain when I take money out of her purse. You're the last one to take a bath. You're never allowed to have dinner with me. I see. I tried to be reasonable. I've tried. The last 3 months have been a total waste. If you don't like it, leave. Just divorce Dad and get out of this house. You can't do that anyway, can you? Because you're finally married. And he's pretty good looking, so you don't want to leave him. You're married to Daddy with kids because no one wants you, right? That's not true. You've always thought that way with me? That's all I can think of. My dad is pretty good looking. That's why there is no way you, an old lady like you, can divorce him. So if you don't have the courage to get a divorce, don't you dare stand in my way. You'll continue to be my personal housekeeper. Liam, I'm almost at my limit. Can't you do something about Sophia? What's wrong, Mia? Sophia is in high school and a bit of a rebellious phase. She'll open up to you and you guys will get along eventually. That's what I've been trying to do, but I've reached my limit. Besides, Sophia made it very clear to me that she isn't going to change her attitude anytime in the future. Oh, really? We can't live together as a family anymore. I've been thinking about divorce lately. What? So from now on, will you be proactive in getting between us? I'm not saying I want to be friends with her. That's selfish of me. I just can't be treated like a housekeeper anymore. I just want to live like a normal family. So please cooperate with us, Liam. I don't know what you mean by cooperate. I think it'll make things more complicated if I get in the middle. It's best for the two of you to work it out together. Your wife says she's at her limits, but you won't do anything? I'm saying if things don't change, we'll get a divorce. Then let's just get a divorce. We married recently, but let's break up then. What? I'll go get the divorce papers right away. Wait a minute. I can't believe you accepted so easily. Are you okay with me divorcing you? Yeah, I don't mind. If we get divorced, I'll just marry someone else. You're kidding, right? Your wife is in so much trouble and you won't do something about it? Can we do something about it together? You're accepting a divorce so easily. That's terrible. I don't want to go through all that trouble. Men don't get involved in women's fights. That's an absolutely rigid rule in life, isn't it? So you really don't do anything for me. No matter how much I'm treated like a housekeeper, you turn a blind eye. I cry and you won't do anything about it. What's the point of living together like this then? Just so you know, if we're getting a divorce, we will take care of the division of property. What? You make more money than I do, and I can expect a pretty good amount. I knew I was right to remarry a woman with a lot of money saved up. Hey, wait a minute. Did you marry me for money? You make it sound like I did. Of course I married you because of your character, but money is more important than anything else. What did you just say? I'll go get the divorce papers. I'm sorry, but can you leave the house now? We don't need you in this house anymore. Huh? Actually, I saw something just now. I saw my dad walking with a very beautiful woman. They had dinner together. It had to be a date. What did you say? From a distance, she looked a lot like my mom. I knew that's the way my dad likes it. She's the complete opposite of you. What a guy. I was surprised at how easily he accepted the divorce. So that's what it was. So he's already with someone else. What? You and my dad are already talking about divorce? That's so funny. If that's what you want, then get out of my house right now. I don't even need you as a housekeeper anymore. Are you moving out yet, old housekeeper? I'm on my way out. I'm finally free. I'm so tired of your insubordination, even though you're my housekeeper. I feel suffocated just by your presence in the house. You've been calling me your housekeeper all this time. But let me tell you something important as a mother. People deserve retribution. What you do to others will come back to haunt you. You're no longer my mother and you're lecturing me too much. Hey Mia. What's up with the divorce all of a sudden? Why are you leaving so suddenly? Huh? You said before that it was okay to get a divorce. That's why I filed the divorce papers I got the other day. Go ahead, remarry a beautiful woman who looks just like your ex-wife. What? Sophia told me. She said you had a nice date with a very beautiful woman. And she looks a lot like your ex-wife. She's the reason why you easily agreed to divorce me, isn't she? Oh no, I'm fed up with you and Sophia. I hope you'll be happy with your new girlfriend who looks exactly like your ex-wife. That's impossible. She's not just a look-alike, she's my ex-wife herself. Besides, I just got dumped a few minutes ago. What? No, at first I thought it was someone else. The waitress at the cafe I've been going to looks so much like my ex-wife. So I gave her my number and we talked every day. Today I finally went on a date with her for the first time, and it was then I realized. Not only did she look exactly like my ex-wife, but she was my ex-wife herself. You're kidding me. You didn't recognize her until you went on a date? Her hair had changed drastically, and she wears a mask when she works at the cafe. It's not something you notice. But she knew it was me right away. What? Apparently, she heard somewhere that I got remarried. So she pretended to take me up on my offer. You're still cheating on her like this? You're divorced and you're still doing it. That's sick. She pretended to be on a date with me and she kept cursing at me the whole time. It was the worst date of my life. Wait. I just want to make sure that the divorce was caused by your wife cheating on you, right? And now you're divorcing her again? What do you mean? I'm sorry, the divorce was caused by my cheating. I cheated on my wife a lot during our marriage. My ex-wife left me because she got fed up with me. What? No way. So you two have been lying to me this whole time? Hiding the reason for your divorce? And she wanted me as a housekeeper. And you even wanted my money. You're the worst kind of father and daughter. Please, Mia. Please reconsider the divorce. I'll tell Sophia. I'll tell her not to treat you like a housekeeper anymore. You've got to be kidding me. Don't be scared just because your potential next wife ran away. Divorce me, get a share of the property, and remarry your beautiful ex-wife? Thanks for leaving so soon. Now all that's left is for my dad to marry a girlfriend who looks like my mom. But I'm sure he'll remarry soon. My dad is so handsome. I heard he got dumped even though he was good looking. So you two are back to being father and daughter alone. What? Dad was rejected? It seems like it was more than similar to your mom. It was your real mom. Liam didn't even know what was going on. He was just hitting on her. That's why he was dumped so easily. It can't be true. Ask Dad all you want about the details. The divorce papers has been filed, and I'm no longer your mother. I don't want anything to do with a father and a child who lie and hide the reason for their divorce. That sucks. Now you know why Mom and Dad divorced. I'm beyond angry and disgusted with you two. Well, take care of yourselves. And don't ever show your face in front of me again. Who's going to show up? I'm sure Dad will find another girlfriend soon. Why don't you just take your money and go? Make sure I get my child support and a generous share of the estate. What? You're divorced, so you pay what you owe. I treated you like a housekeeper, but you were still my mother on the family register. Of course you have to pay child support. My dad told me that you have a lot of money saved up, even for an old lady. But if we divide the property, half of it will be ours. Like father, like daughter. I don't have to pay child support, and I have very little in the way of property. You know, premarital assets are not subject to property division. Oh, really? I don't know if you're clever or stupid. You and Liam don't know anything about that. What do you mean not covered? Even if you're only married for a few months, once you're married to each other. You'll pay what you have to pay. That's the way it's supposed to be. All assets before marriage are excluded. The only assets that are subject to property division are those from the months we were married. What? And even though we were married, I didn't even adopt you as my child, Sophia. I'm not entitled to child support. If we get divorced, that's the end of our relationship. I see. So you don't get any money from the divorce? Yeah, I get almost nothing. If anything, I'll have to give up the house. What? We all moved into this house when we got married. Actually, I was paying all the rent. So now Liam has to pay for it. But I think it's a pretty difficult amount for him. $3,000 for a rent each month is difficult for someone with a lower income than me. $3,000 a month? Wait a minute. Is the rent that high? It's a house in a good location. I can afford it with an annual income of $200,000 or so. It must be difficult for Liam with an average income. What? Wait. $200,000 a year? What? You make that much money? Oh yeah. That's why I have so much money saved up for an old lady. No, that's not true. I heard you make a lot of money, but I didn't hear that you make that much money. $200,000 a year is rich. I'm going back to my life as a rich bachelor. Wait, Mia. You know, I have a feeling we're gonna be friends from now on. Even if we're not related by blood, we could really be a parent and child. Huh? So come back, Mia. Everything I've been doing is just out of rebellion. But my rebellion is over today. From now on, I'll be friends with you, Mia. That's a very obvious flip-flop. But it's too late now. They couldn't afford the rent and moved to a cheap apartment. Liam immediately started looking for marriage again. He is handsome but divorced. It seems that he was not blessed with any encounters this time. And it's the first time he's not taken seriously by anyone. He began to take it out on Sophia. Now he won't even have dinner with her. Sophia, who is forced to take care of everything at home, is always home alone, has finally started to regret what she has done. She sent a single word of apology. I'm really sorry for all the things I did. I didn't reply or anything, but I hope she will grow up a little from this.
Sydney, thanks for the planner as my birthday gift. I finally understand why you told me not to get a planner this year.
Happy birthday, Uncle Aiden. You can buy whatever you need for yourself, right? That's why I wanted to give you something you really need.
Anything I give from you is appreciated. We don't have any kids, and you're like a daughter to me.
I also see you as a second father, you know?
But could you not say that in front of my brother? He gets upset, claiming you're his daughter.
I know.
So, Sydney, how have you been recently? I heard from my brother that you moved in with your husband's parents.
Yes, that's right. We're living with my husband's parents, 4 of us in total.
That's rare these days. No offense, but isn't it tough to live together with them? Or are your in-laws good-natured enough that you don't mind living with them?
I thought they might be nice people at first. But since we started discussing living together, I've started to feel something's off. Oh, don't tell this to my dad, okay? I don't want to say anything bad about my in-laws to my parents.
I understand. I won't tell them. The relationship between in-laws can be tricky, but you shouldn't put up with anything if they are bothering you.
Yes.
You're not being mistreated, are you?
I wouldn't call it mistreatment, but more like they are too attached to my husband. I feel like they may feel like they lost him to me after we got married. That's why sometimes they subtly put me down or exclude me from meals.
That sounds like mistreatment. Who dares to do that to our Sydney? Isn't your husband Hunter doing anything about it?
Oh, Hunter does stand up for me, so don't worry. But if they were people who would heed warnings, they wouldn't do such things in the first place, right? Well, that's how it is.
If I were you, I'd move out right away.
Yes, Hunter also says living together was a mistake. We initially moved in because Hunter's job transfer was postponed. This came to light after we had terminated our lease. Then my mother-in-law said we could stay with them for a while.
Still, I think anyone would be against moving in together.
That's true. But she was very persuasive and I was eventually won over. I agreed, thinking it was only for a month. But then Hunter's job transfer kept getting delayed. However, we are considering moving out soon. We're contributing to the household expenses equivalent to rent, so it would be better to live separately. Well, we haven't told my in-laws yet.
Good. That's the way to go. You don't need to be around people who mistreat you.
Yes. I'll try to slowly distance myself and manage somehow. Once we're apart, my mother-in-law probably won't care about me so much. Sorry for unloading my complaints on you, but somehow I feel better now. Thank you.
I was the one who asked, so don't apologize. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? And always feel free to talk to me if something comes up.
Sydney, when are you going to be back from the grocery store? You're not just slacking off on the housework, are you?
I apologize, Kira. The shopping is done. I'm just stopping by the dry cleaners on the way home.
I could have done all that within an hour if I were you. You really can't do anything right, can you? Yesterday's dinner was too heavily seasoned as well. Are your taste buds off?
I apologize. I'll go a little lighter with the seasoning today.
You should. If I had to eat food like that every day, I'd get sick. Oh, is this intentional? Because Hunter's been on a business trip since yesterday. Are you trying to do something awful to me? While Hunter's away?
No, I'm not intending it that way.
Really? I don't see any kindness from you. Towards me or your father-in-law. You don't just dismiss us because we're your in-laws, do you?
No way. So please don't say such a thing.
Then take us on a trip. Show some filial piety.
A trip, you say? Where to?
Somewhere with nature where we can relax would be nice. I've always wanted to go on a family trip. Hey, your mom is on social media, isn't she?
Oh, that's right. She started it.
I have her contact registered, so her post popped up the other day. She was staying at a relative's vacation house, wasn't she?
Yes.
I saw that and thought I wanted to stay at a place like that with my family. I was surprised to find out you have a relative who owns a vacation house. You have wealthy relatives, don't you?
Well, yes, that's true.
Let us stay at that vacation house too.
But the accessibility to that house isn't very good. It's impossible without a car.
My husband or Hunter can drive us. So, can we? You'll ask for us, won't you?
I'll ask, but please don't get your hopes up.
What are you saying? We're not considered part of your family? Are you saying that your mother and her folks are okay, but not us?
No, it's nothing like that. The cabin is rented out like an Airbnb, so we can't just book it any time.
If the owner agrees, then sure, anything is possible. This lets me know what you really think about us when we get refused. Well, I'll just take that as how you feel about me.
I myself don't own the cabin, so...
Enough with the excuses. Oh, by the way, we're running low on food for my dog. Can you pick some up while you're out shopping? They don't sell it at the supermarket, so you must go to our usual vet.
Isn't that in the next town over?
Yes? Is there a problem?
No, I'll head there.
Great. Take care of it. But make sure you come back as soon as possible.
Kira, isn't the car wash over yet? And I don't see anyone from the pet hotel either. Could you give me their contact details? I'll give them a call.
They won't be coming.
What?
Haven't you noticed yet?
Noticed what?
Your father-in-law and I went out for a car wash. It's been over an hour now, hasn't it?
Yes?
We left you behind and are heading to the cabin.
What? But I have the keys.
Oh, we took them without you noticing. We also got the location from you, so we don't need you anymore. We'll enjoy ourselves with Hunter, who's coming straight from his business trip, and the three of us as a family.
You planned to leave me behind from the beginning?
Yes, because it's a family trip.
I see. I'm not part of the family.
A daughter-in-law is different, you know. You can look after my dog as you are a daughter-in-law.
I see. Understood.
Oh, don't say anything unnecessary to my son, okay? I'll tell him you're staying home because you caught a cold. You understand our hope to spend some time as a family, don't you? If you care about your in-laws, do as I say.
Yes, I won't tell him.
I'm glad. Sydney, you're such an understanding daughter-in-law. While we're away, take care of the dog and do a deep cleaning as well. If you do as I told you, I might consider acknowledging you as part of my family. So make sure you do what you're told.
Sydney, have you arrived at the vacation home?
Yeah, I think so.
Think? What do you mean by think? How's the vacation home? Is your husband's family happy?
Since I'm the daughter-in-law, I'm staying home. Oh, but I'm not alone. Max, the dog, is staying home with me too.
What? Staying at home just because you're the daughter-in-law? You invited them. Why were you left behind?
It seems they didn't want to take me in the first place. They said they were going to wash the car before we left. And it turns out that it was a lie just to leave me behind.
What? How could they do such a terrible thing? If you hadn't asked, I wouldn't have lent him my place.
Aiden, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize, Sydney. The ones at fault were your in-laws. What's Hunter doing?
He doesn't know. He's going straight to the vacation home from his business trip. Plus, Kira told me not to tell him anything. She said if I care about them, I won't make a fuss.
Sydney, are you okay with this?
Not really, but we're moving soon. Even if I speak up, my in-laws won't listen.
What does Hunter's dad do for a living?
Huh? Just a regular office worker.
Tell me the name of his company and Hunter's contact information as well. I should share this information just in case.
What are you planning to do?
They're messing with my dear niece like this. I can't just let this slide, even if you try to keep your distance. I don't think Hunter's mother is the type to stop this harassment.
You're right. I'll tell Hunter everything, and I'll clearly express my feelings to my in-laws. I don't think they'll understand, though.
Even so, it's better to do that. And it's most important to take measures to prevent this from happening again. I'm genuinely glad to be a CEO right now.
Wait, what are you really going to do?
I won't do anything to make it worse. All I do is a little cooperation. So, Sydney, feel free to voice your concerns.
Sydney! Your uncle is the CEO of that famous company? Isn't that the company my husband's company does business with?
Yes, that's correct.
Why didn't you tell us before? If we knew you were the niece of the CEO, we wouldn't have left you behind.
Just because my uncle is a CEO doesn't make me any different. I'm just a housewife. Please don't make a fuss about it.
How can I not? Your father-in-law might get demoted, you know.
Is that so?
I heard it from Hunter, who arrived late to the villa. He said your uncle is furious about you being left behind.
I'm sorry. It seems like my uncle may have overreacted a bit.
It's not a laughing matter. Look, I'm sorry for what happened before. Can you please ask your uncle to reconsider my husband's demotion?
Me?
Who else could do it?
I've always tried my best to have a good relationship with you. But after living together for a few months, I realized that no matter what I do, you will never approve of me.
That's not true. We didn't dislike you or anything.
Well, that's how I felt. Whenever Hunter tried to correct your attitude, it only made things worse. And there hasn't been a single act of kindness towards me since we moved in. I was hoping we could get along better, but it seemed pointless.
It's not pointless. Actually, I was impressed with you. You always do things properly, as you're told. And you never show any dissatisfaction. You're so obedient.
I see. If I could be of any help to you all, that's good.
Sydney, let's have a better relationship from now on. Your father-in-law is really upset. And, you know, he never did anything wrong to you, did he?
He is completely under your thumb, isn't he? But I think just standing by and doing nothing is just as bad. It's obvious that I've been treated badly since we've been living together.
When the demotion came up, I was blamed for it. That quiet man told me he didn't even want to see my face.
Well, you both reaped what you sowed, didn't you?
I admit that we've mistreated you so far. I will apologize properly. So please, I'm begging you, forgive us. We really won't hurt you again.
Sure. Then before you leave the cabin, could you mow the lawn around there and also clean the outside windows?
I have to do it? This cabin is supposed to be maintained by someone, right?
He is letting you stay here for free, right? At least do that.
Fine, I'll do it. Let me do it. Once I finish those 2 tasks, you'll forgive me, right?
And from here on out, let's share the housework until we move out. And we'll never live together again. I'll also prohibit you from entering the new home we're moving to.
Then I won't be able to see my son.
If you want to see him, call him over to your house.
Do you really think he will come to us with this situation?
Who put us in this situation? Isn't it you? Do I need to be considerate of that?
Maybe you're right. Okay, I'll do everything as you say. So please tell your uncle we've resolved things. Tell him you've forgiven us.
I understand. I'll consider it once everything's done.
Consider it? Aren't you going to forgive us?
I'll consider that. So please don't expect too much.
Don't say such cruel things. We're still family, right?
Please don't make me laugh. Didn't you say that a daughter-in-law is not family?
I'm sorry. What I said to you was wrong. It's just because our son always takes your side. It was just a little bit of spite. It wasn't how I really felt.
It didn't feel like a little bit of spite to me. It felt like your true feelings.
Sydney, I'm really sorry. If my husband becomes unemployed at this age, we won't be able to survive. Please, please, please help us.
Anyway, I don't consider you two as a family. What happens from here is up to you. So please do exactly as you're told, okay? Whether you actually do it or not, I'll take that as your true feelings. After that, my parents-in-laws did exactly as I asked, taking care of mowing the lawn and cleaning up and returning to their home. Also, she began to constantly observe my mood until we moved. All I had to do was clean my own and my husband's rooms and doing the laundry. Whenever I tried to prepare meals, she would insist on doing it. So I let her. Their attitude changed 180 degrees. So I've been able to live at their house without any stress. And I've managed to move out peacefully. I was satisfied just being able to say what I'd like to say. But thanks to my uncle, I was able to reestablish our relationship smoothly. It feels like a bit of cheating, but honestly, I am so relieved. By the way, my uncle never intended to demote my father-in-law in the first place. It seems like he would just put in a word to the CEO of his company in case it could act as a deterrent. My husband says he doesn't ever need to spill the beans. So I think he will behave at least until he retires. In the meantime, my husband is sure to get transferred, and given the physical distance as we will be living separately, I plan to prepare to keep our interactions to a minimum. Now that I've moved away from their house, I can finally live freely. When I was living with them, my mother-in-law was so demanding that I barely had time for myself. Even so, I did my best to get along as long as possible. But there are efforts in life that you don't need to make. Since I've restarted my work from home and I have time for myself, I am happy to be able to live a very fulfilling daily life. From now on, I'd like to cherish my kind husband and my own family even more and lead a joyful, happy life with my loved one.